BlackSky stock is one of the top AI-driven space companies that are out right now, and we're going to cover it here. I have a lot of things to go over with the stock. If there is one thing I want you guys to realize around some of the movement that we're seeing here, it's going to be, we do have some positions over here in BlackSky. And we're up right now about 70%. So we do have long-term positions. But if there's one thing I wanted you to know about this company, it would be that they are AI-driven space tech. So they have a focus on AI. And we see them after their IPO, they were up to around $105 back in 2021, then sold all the way down to around $3.86. And then we've started covering them here, and we see them start to get some momentum. You can see some of the drawings here, the levels that they found support. And we were able to ride this move earlier this year up into about $21 a share. And we've still held on, and we're still up about 70 something percent. And now we've seen them continue up today into these levels. So we're going to go over it. The first thing to note, again, they have BlackSky Gen-3 satellites they launch, and they have extremely high quality imagery that is in demand from the government. So we're talking about mostly defense contracts related to the surveillance of Earth. So we're talking about not just surveillance, but AI-driven insights related to the movements down on Earth. We're talking about, this is Cape Town here. You could see the movements of all of the cars. You could see the different boats. You could see they focus on the different airplanes and heat signatures, and it's an AI-driven platform. So we've seen them really start to heat up with the company overview recently. If we look at their press releases, they have had some recent wins. There was a 7-figure space domain awareness expansion contract with HEEO. And then they also signed a 6-month initial contract there with an international Gen 2 on-demand customer. And this is into 2025, not even past August. And then they had a U.S. Navy optical inter-satellite link. They have a winning of a Gen 3 and Gen 2 monitoring to Latin American defense and intelligence customers. They just did some public offerings recently, or upsized private offerings, $125 million. So they did increase some of their balance sheets. But you see, there's another order, $24 million, multi-million dollar contract with international defense customers. So this is just really into June 2025. So we've seen them really start to heat up with the contracts. Now, when it comes to the delivery of the AI-driven insights, they're not just in surveillance, they're in the delivery. So their market cap currently is around $795 million. They were up, again, 11% today. You can see that their revenue has been increasing. So see this revenue, 20 million, 22 million, go annually. You could see this gradual increase of revenue. Just 2020, they were at 20 million. And then now they're around $100 million in revenue in 2024 and on track to do over $100 million in 2025. So the momentum's been really good. And the balance sheet, like we said, they've been raising money. So not only do we look at the income, and we want to look at that defense market, we want to look at the space tech. When we're looking at the financial side of things, we do want to know that there's some runway, because they're a space company. If contracts dry up for a little bit, like for example in a government shutdown, are they going to still sustain? It seems that way. They got the total assets up to $254 million, and assets seem to be holding all right with their liabilities lower. Now, that's one thing, but when you look at the financials and they look fairly good, market cap's still under $1 billion, you still got to look at the real world usage. So we talk about it all the time. A company might have good, cash, they might even have some revenue, but are they seeing real world usage? And if we go to a company like Rocket Lab is one of the biggest competitors with SpaceX. Rocket Lab is launching aggressively for other companies, and some of the missions that they've recently launched, so we could go take a look at their recently launched missions, you will see that they have been launching for BlackSky. So there's a mission in June for BlackSky. There's another mission there in February for BlackSky and some other ones. And so when we're looking at the launches, they're usually launching for NASA. There's some other BlackSky launches, 2022, 2021, 2021. You see all these BlackSky launches. So they're getting the infrastructure up there, which is not always easy. And then once they have it up there, they're getting the best Gen-3 satellites that they're programmed, and they can continue to program them to have that that AI-driven analytics down on Earth. And so they're positioned uniquely. The contracts and what we see right now would indicate, based on this past quarter, that we would see their next quarter come in with more revenue than 22 million if large portions of those contracts they recently secured were payable before this earnings comes out, which it may be the case. So we could see a spike in revenue there. And then on top of that, the real world usage is clear with Rocket Lab. So we do have long-term positions. We see them make this run up into $22. When they pulled back down here, we were watching this move here. It did take place. And now, as we're watching, this surge back into $21, this is a previous resistance level that we're going to see if it can act as support. Now, we have government shutdowns coming, so we're going to watch closely, they're here right now, as how that goes. But historically, government shutdowns, normally we've seen actually a positive return on the market during those times. So not anything to really worry about, but we will have more coverage on that. It's still a huge impact to specific markets when it's either prolonged or could be short, depending on recoveries or how big those recoveries are all of the factors we love to look at. So when we're looking at BlackSky now, we're looking for the next target bullish to be up in that $25 range, about a 13% increase to the $25 price point. If they can't hold this $21 support, and they're currently at $22.30, then the next kind of bearish or conservative sell-off would be down to $19. But overall, they're kind of bullish right now. They're starting this new trend here, and we'll see how they can hold that $21 range, and if any opportunities present themselves at market open. If you ever want to join in, this morning we were trading Big Bear AI. We made about 6% on that trade, and that was a good one we were following this morning. And if you ever want to see our entries and our exits, and on top of that, get the live sessions Monday through Friday, every single day, Monday through Friday. We have our next calendar day here coming up on Thursday, tomorrow. And you also get a free t-shirt, as well as this community of like-minded investors, which we have over 27 tracked millionaires in the group. And there's also a free book that you get. So again, if the live trading daily is something you want some more investors around you, this is the place. But also for the learning, we have this book here. I wrote it before ChatGPT, Ordinary versus Profitable. What separates the 5% from the 95%, and then how to learn. We go over examples of a trading plan, along with things like emotional IQ and all the things that go into managing your emotional intelligence. And again, you can get it for free in Stockmate. If I earned your thumbs up, make sure to hit that like button, comment your thoughts below on BlackSky down below, and do consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.